I don't know if you've seen our newest idea. We're making what we're calling Creepy Elegance Collection because it's all about skeletons and roses. And of course we had to throw in some red velvet. We are going drama, diva, dramatic, and you're going to love it. So starting off with this collection, we have a pre-made Garland base, which is super creepy and fun and cool on its own. And we are going to take this to the next level. We're going to soup this up with all the supplies you see here on the table. And it's on this cool kind of grapevine base that's wired and bendy. So it makes for perfect addition to put things into it. So that is going to be our base. We're going to use a super killer red velvet that looks lush. It's got gold on the back. And if you haven't noticed, we're adding gold in all the seasons as accents. So it's going to be a perfect addition. Then we've got some gorgeous eucalyptus we're going to use. Of course, we can't miss out on more skeleton hands. The Garland has a few in it, but that's not enough for us. Then these great deep red, just cabbage looking peonies. They look like a cabbage rose. They've just got this nice tight head. That's going to add the drama. And of course, these right here. These are the moneymaker. These are going to fill in. They've got the grass, the berries, all of that to really pop this design. So we're going to work through this Garland step by step. And we'll get started. And by the magic of video, I'm going to prep all these products right now. 1, 2, they're prepped. Everything's ready to go and prepped. I'll send a little mojo over to help yours get prepped that quick. But we've basically broken down each stem into smaller pieces in order to put this swag together faster and easier. So just kind of pick one end of the Garland and start working on it. And I'm just going to have the other end kind of coming off the table. But you're going to use what's called a zigzag technique. So I'm going to start with the eucalyptus. And I cut it down into 2 sections, but if it's easier, you can always just pull these out too, because then the stem will be a little bit thinner, which might make it a little bit easier to put it into our base. So I'm going to start off, and you do want to use them in the clusters of 2. So I'm just going to kind of come in and place these right here. 1 and 2. And this is a technique I also teach in design school. We're going to kind of keep them staggered, where one's a little taller, one's a little shorter. And we're going to use that down this whole design. And you're going to zigzag, okay? So if you do it on the right, you're going to come down and do it on the left. All right? There's 1 and 2. And we do not want them to be the same height. You want one taller, one shorter, okay? That is like imperative. And with a Garland, generally I'm going to go one direction. You can take and like have, if you're going to use it over like a door and you want the Garland to have a center point, you can do that also. And have a center point at which you can shift direction. All right, let's come in here. And I'm going to go right by the skull. So we're still zigzagging. Ziggy-zaggy. Yeah, this is working good to have that little shorter wire. A little bit easier to put right in. All right, let's keep zigzagging. I'm gonna let that go off the table a little. And we're almost halfway. So you wanna make sure you have enough supplies left, that you don't go too heavy in one section and you don't have enough for the rest. But we'll be happy to send you more supplies. And you guys can grab the supply list for this project, always in the description of the video, or ask on the text list. And you can see how much larger we've already made this Garland look with just this simple addition of some eucalyptus. And that's kind of just our foundation piece we're putting. We're not even getting to the drama yet. I'm having so much fun creating this different kind of Halloween look. It's truly awesome. I can't wait to get some of, we got some fun stuff ordered coming in that we're going to be able to rock out this look. Not only in our designs, but in our attire, guys. I can't wait for you to see these neat things I got. I'm going to share them with you when they get here. So I'm going to keep working down. We're going to layer all this in, and the eucalyptus is getting in first. I'm going to keep working our way down. Now, Garland's a little more time consuming, but I'm working my way down. I'm just continuing to zigzag in and out, in and out. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's start from the base here and work our way back down. We're still gonna have everything go that direction, but now we're gonna start with this beautiful bush here that has all the berries and twigs, okay? And now this is gonna go kind of up the middle, slightly zigzag also, okay? So I'm gonna take it, put a little glue on it, and we're gonna put it right below the stem. Put the first one in. Now make sure you're grabbing some of that wire. Get those skeletons up to the top. Okay, and we're gonna put that very first one kind of straight, and then we're gonna start to zigzag a little bit more here. So if the greenery and the eucalyptus that way, you're gonna go the opposite way, okay? And just put that right under, you wanna go under those wires when we put those pieces in. Ooh, that looks good. Layer that hand on top. All right, let's go between these on this side. We're gonna now zigzag from the first one we put on, okay? So a little bit of glue, and I'm gonna put that underneath those heads and just push it into the base. Good deal. That really is good. Pull those roses that have already come on here. They're in a fun orange, red color. Gonna give us more dimension, and I like having that variation of color on there. I think it's a lot of fun. This garland's so fun. It literally has in here black pine. Oh, creepy fun. Okay, now we're gonna zigzag over to the other side. We wanna make sure we're gonna make it all the way to the end. Now, if you want to make a longer garland like this, you wanna go down all your stairs, you wanna get really creepy, make sure you just order in multiples, okay? So the supply list that we have for this is to make one. But when you want to get big and bold, then you just multiply it by 2 or 3, depending how big of a project you want to do. Look how cute! We're almost to the end. Isn't this quite the difference? I mean, like, wow, what a difference in just a couple of layers. I'm loving this. Beautiful. Bring the berries to the front. Have that fern on the back. That's one of the best things in this pick is that fern on that back. Creates such a nice little base. All right, I'm gonna put the very last piece in over here. I'm going behind. I still am kind of going behind the skeletons or the rose. Every time I put those in, just make sure you're pushing it hard. Bring, you know, some of the other leaves and things to the front. And I definitely don't want to hide the heads. Okay, let me show you how awesome so far, y'all. It went from basic to gorgeous. It is really cool. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna put the hands in next. Okay, the hands are going in next, so let's start, we'll work the same way. We'll just pull this off the table and just work our way back again, okay? So here come our hands. Now, I couldn't decide how long to leave these. I think we might want to cut them a little. Let me see. If we put them in, I think if we cut them down just a little, we might be a little bit happier with our end piece. So I'm going to take and cut them like this on each one, where I get one hand and a couple of twigs. And that'll give us twice as many, too. So let me put the first hand coming out from under these heads. Okay, I'm way up here at the bottom. Beautiful. And then we're going to tuck the rose beside it. Okay, so that's our first one. It's kind of going this way, so let's have the next one go the opposite way. And this garland comes with some hands, so you can definitely stack those together. And you know, you could have fun with them like that. Bring those leaves in there. Great. So I'm going to trim this one into 2 pieces. And then you get 2 smaller pieces. This is kind of coming unwrapped. So if that happens, just tear it off and use them individually. All right, let's back it down. How fun. It's a little time consuming, but if you just get into it and enjoy it, you're gonna love this process. Especially like right now, we're doing the detail work of putting these little hands in and stacking the little heads and how are the twigs going in, and we're really kind of paying attention to our placement. That's something I love to teach in design school, where I'm teaching you the mathematical principles behind design that I use to make my pieces look balanced. So one of those today I'm teaching you right now is the zigzag technique you're doing. You're zigzagging, you're adding some balance to that. So basically you're going left, you're going right, you're going left, you're going right. We're gonna start to work our way down. Don't be afraid to make adjustments like this, like we had to do a little, you know, it was a little bit too long. If I didn't make that cut, that really works great for me to just be patient when I get the design here, and you can make adjustments. You can even push this stuff in and then take it out and absolutely redo it. That's fine too. You can glue it. If you're doing it at home and you don't want to make it permanent, it's okay just to push it in and pull it back apart when you get ready to take it down and store it. But I'm always teaching you how to sell in order to make pieces to sell to your customers. So I want it glued in and more of a final product when we create it together. But that's always an option. This is stinking cool. I can't wait to make more pieces in this collection. We are going to be rocking it. Y'all going to be sick of seeing skeletons. I think they're so fun, especially when we can get the diva released in them and have a good creepy look going. All right, we're almost to the end. So we're going to put a couple more in here. Come on down, baby. Then when we get to our last step, we're going to be putting the roses. Then we have the bows to come back and do at the end. But you know, if you're not into the bows, you don't want to do the bows, you can leave that option off also. You have the control over how much you want to add to this. Control your budget of how many pieces you want to add in, what level you want to take it to. I love the wispiness that the twigs gave it. I'm going to put one more down here. And the skeleton hands, and of course we've got the little heads that already came in it. So our last and final touch for me is going to be those chunky roses. And let's take and start to cluster these dudes up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these roses. If I wanted to go between each section, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4. I would need 4 clusters. So 1, 2, I do have 4 big peonies. So that would work for 4 clusters. And then what would I put with the clusters? So we could take and do 2 with buds. All right, so buds and peonies. And then 2 with big chunky buds. And we could make those kind of more towards the middle. And then we could add a little greenery to those 2. And we have this little kind of corally bloom that would look fine in there. It's kind of a beige that could go there. And then we could just make one of these a little thicker. So I'm going to start with the first one right here. It's going to be one of the smaller ones. So what I did right there is I just created my own little clusters. And I know I need 2 clusters to be a little more prominent, more towards the center, okay? And then or you know what, we could just alternate. We could go 1 small one, a big one, small one, a big one. Let's do that, because we didn't really make this centered per se. And we could just tuck. I want to make these nice and tight, and I'm gonna put this one up above it. We want to feel that go in. So there's that one. Here's what I'm saying between the roses, okay? The other roses that are on there. Okay, let's bring that down now. So this one needs to be a smaller cluster. No, a big cluster. We did a small one, then a big one. So we're going to take and put some glue on. These are sliding into the base easily because they're nice smaller wire. And make sure you're letting those black leaves be between there, that eucalyptus. 1, 2. Now let's come down here. I'll put a smaller one next. And see how these are opposite? That's perfect. I'll put this one right in here. And I am having to, give these heads a little bit of a curve. And I'm using the length on the stem, but I want that curve to help it go in there. Look at that. Yes. Isn't that awesome? Beautiful. I'm going to make this one shorter. And you're just still going into that grapevine base. And this one we can just pop over here under the hand, maybe by the heads. Isn't that cool how those just are kind of hidden in there and then here they come? But putting these bigger floral heads really added some pop, because it gave us a couple of different reds in there. Got an orangey red, a red, and we got a little bit different greenery. So we had the texture and the color combo from both of those. Love that action. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all, we're gonna make bows to go on this too to take it to the next level, but you don't have to. You literally don't have to. I want to show you how gorgeous this is, how lush and full, and how fun and creepy is it? Just look for your glue. If you got any bits of glue, grab those out. Make sure your little hands are all popping out. And I think this one turned out amazing. All right, well, if you want to add bows to it, stick in there. We'll be adding some bows also. But I think this is a winner. A winner chicken dinner. All right, y'all, I can't wait to see you to blah, blah, blah. I can't wait to see you make your own. All right, have fun, Blue Merinos.